and welcome back to PRC BTCC Championship, coming to you from Latvia Bikiernieki circuit. I don't know, it's too much. My name is Ilya Babansky. As usual, I'm joined by one and only American asshole, Mathew Ruda.
Very American and very much an asshole.
Yes.
Nothing really more to say.
So
Something's never changed.
Yeah, some things never change. We are totally on time with yet another week of BTCC goodness. This race happened totally just now. We're just recording it right on time. Don't judge.
Yeah, totally. Ignore the fact that that part of the year there says 7. It should say 8. That's a typo.
Yes. Never mind.
Anyway, what are we saying? Bikiernieki? It sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like a vacation spot for bikers.
It's random circuit in the middle of Latvian forest, it looks like. We're gonna have 3 11-lap races around here. Kind of a tight circuit with a few sweeping corners, so we might get a few accidents here and there as we go to the grid for race 1. Mr. Bob on pole and Smart Pipe alongside him.
Row 2 is going to be made up of Sharky, surprisingly in P3, with Magnet OS behind him in 4th.
Apex Predator racing driver Neon Tiger is in 5th alongside Maestro Ponchik in 6th.
And I never want to see that livery again, but unfortunately I have to because Trempale and Gootzes make up row 4 of the grid.
Row 5 is Psychedelics and Viperion in top 10.
Wow, good job from him there. Cool K in 11th with NCW G4 in P12.
Row 7 is a team double, Nemaidas and Echo 51.
That's cute, they match. Matt picks up P15 with Rotor X2 in the wood in car behind him.
And out of 107%, yours truly will be the only car on row 9.
Wow.
Don't
The field
ask.
has gone down a little bit, but still a decent showing, I guess. Or maybe they all intended to come here but couldn't find the circuit. 1, I'm not sure Latvia has an airport, and 2, well, I mean,
It's Latvia.
yeah. I mean, Gootzes will make it here fine, but everyone else is kind of just like, what the hell? The landing strip is actually probably the front straight of this track.
As we go to the actual track and the hot lap by the German Psychedelics, taking you on a lap of Bikiernieki circuit.
Scheiße.
He hasn't recorded here, by the way.
Oh. Well, I'm going down the track, yeah? And this is going to be a right turn.
I'm just
Hans,
gonna
please
keep
touch
it
me
right
there.
there.
Touch me, Hans, please. Oh, yeah. That is how Hans likes it, yeah. And now we go onto the straight. Oh, a little bit slippery in the rear. Now we have Booby to join the fun, yeah. As we go over the bumps. Oh, very rocky, yeah. Left and then right and then left, like our politics, yeah. Oh, scheiße. Little bit far.
I'm just gonna keep it on the broadcast.
Keep what in the broadcast, yeah.
I'm still recording.
I know you are. You can see all of Nina's 99 Luftballons from here.
Actually, I'm not gonna keep it in the recording. I'm just gonna send it to your employer.
Oh god, and I thought I was going to be able to work in the government after this.
Well, you'll be able to work in the government, just not the American one.
Oops.
Call from Angle tomorrow.
Oh god.
Hello, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We almost finished the track now. Oh Booby, please keep up. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Alright.
Fritz is coming for you now. Ficking me, yeah. I don't know. What the fuck do the Germans even say? Do they even get that excited during sex?
Probably. Alright. Thank you, Psychedelics, as we totally not banter about Germans having sex in the background.
I claim nothing and no responsibility.
I still have footage. As we go to the grid.
Compromat.
As we go to the grid for race 1, and some cars are permanently on fire, it looks like. Somebody needs to go extinguish them. As we have less than a minute till lights out for race number 7 of the championship and race number 1. on this circuit. Matt is flashing his lights aggressively from the back row. Don't think that's gonna help you much, mate, as we have 3 and 4 and 5 lights and we are ready to go in Latvia. The lights are going green and 11 laps start now.
Good getaway there from the lead as we... Where are you, actually? Did you start in the pit lane?
I did not start this race.
Oh, oops. As we see Trempale there, getting his elbows out and, well, getting his ass out too.
It's sideways. We are single file through the first 6 or 7 cars as we're heading towards the kink. Looks like no drama as of yet. Trempale is having a look at Mr. Bob here, but nothing going on between teammates on the first lap.
Yeah, what I was going to say was I'm actually quite surprised at how clean all this is going. There's really, really shaky car there from Trempale. We have a pass there from Magnet. Wow, getting his elbows out too. Yeah, I guess maybe a reduced field is really cutting into this. I don't remember, despite it only being a week ago, the circumstances behind this race, but it does seem like much lower attendance.
Well, still we have 17, 18 drivers.
Oh, decent, yeah, for sure. Better than Darsh was at the end, but for sure. I think we had more race control than we had drivers in Darsh.
Likely. As Sharky and one of the conflagrating dips, not motorsports, try to say that 3 times fast, and actually both of them overtaking Psychedelics at the end of lap 1. The German is struggling a little bit, wiggling his tail out, and Rotrix 2 is gonna have a look at him as well, coming into turn 1. Sharky currently not having the race of his life. Ooh. Oops. And we have a car off. That would be SmartPipe in 4th, and he's gonna be SmartPipe in 5th, and about to be SmartPipe in 6th, just in the span of 1 bad turn. We have Goods is coming, actually no, sorry, it's Maestro coming up the inside. They're gonna be side by side heading into the kink. That's a recipe for disaster. They touch and they spin. And Maestro is in the wall backwards. That was never gonna work. The Russian is gonna
now
lose.
Trempale taking the lead from Mr. Bob. Yeah, I was quite surprised. Well, I don't want to say surprised, but I was a little bit confused as to why Maestro would be that aggressive in the second lap. But then I remembered it's Maestro. So anyway,
Definitely.
more damage done to him. Yeah, more damage done to him than SmartPipe. Although, not exactly what you want to have happen on lap 2 of a race.
For sure. Now we have Psychedelics and Cool K battling out for position as
Whoopsie!
That's Viperian in the wall. That's Nimitis or Echo, one of the Danes in the wall.
Yeah.
I don't see the number from here. I think it's Echo. Another car off the track. That's Psychedelics taking a scenic route around the last turn. Oh, please don't collect anyone. Okay,
this isn't rally.
He's good.
Yeah.
He lost all the positions there.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot going on there, as it now looks like Mr. Bob is retaking the lead from Trempale. I wonder how that happened, although Trempale is going to fight this one. It's going to be a right-hander from here, so he should be able to easily slip by, question mark.
Mr. Bob was going to let him through.
There we go. Yep, smart man. Doing what Maestro should have probably done, just see the position, try to do it somewhere else, where you're not going to, wipe yourself out over the nose of someone else.
Definitely. After the kink, they have a long straight that's heading into the 90-degree corner. So if you give up the position into the kink but have the better exit, you're gonna have a very good opportunity into the next turn. As we see the replay from the start, Trempale from Pirtek in an OP rear-wheel drive. Certainly getting a nice start, having Magnet right in front of him. Into turn, what would be turn 2, I believe, or 3? I don't know how it
looks
counts.
like it.
It has weird numbering, but he gets rid of him quick. As we see the start from the Ford of Gunsis at his home
that
track.
BMW, man.
Yeah, those Beamers just disappear in the distance.
Yeah, had a really good start too to compound it because we got a BMW in front of us right now, and he didn't get that good of a start, but Trempale just absolutely on it and got a little bit of a touch there.
Oh, that was a lot of touching. No, I believe that was Maestro, and we saw him battling it out till he got turned. So I guess somebody straightened him out. Sharky was a little bit sideways. Cool K had a bad start. I think he missed the lights a little bit, so he's in the R side of the field.
Yeah. Again, gotta remember that Cool K is playing with mouse and keyboard, so certain things can be excused. One of them being, well, missing a start a little bit. As we now see, yeah, no, it just looks like a bunch of bumping and grinding. Looks like your typical freshman party. Nothing to be seen, and definitely nothing you want to remember in the morning. But Cool K, though, whoa, getting a little bit aggressive there, a little bit on the grass. So we're now going to get a look from Neon Tiger's perspective.
Oh.
As, ooh.
Cool K basically parked it on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
We have a
Interesting gear
replay
change
from Maestro right there. So this is what happened. He just pinched. There was no space on the inside for Smart Pipe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Maestro
Yeah, I'm
thought
not
he
quite
was clear.
sure. I'm not quite sure what Maestro thought was going to happen there. As we now see Nemetis and Viperion not even really touching, just
Looks like
synchronized spinning. Yeah. Viperion now will rejoin, I guess, back in his usual position.
Yeah, a bit too hot on the throttle coming out of a turn for the Kiwi as he heads into the wall.
Yep. Very easy to do. This looks like a very bumpy circuit, and knowing Latvia, it's not exactly, you know. Let's just say track maintenance, I think, is kind of lower on their prior. Holy shit! Holy shit! Trempale!
Trempale is mistaken BTCC for Formula D right here for a couple of turns, as he is still lighting up those rears. Jesus Christ, Trempale spent more time sideways than straight. He's still
Also,
in the
the
lead.
story of a modern freshman party.
Mr. Bob will try to have a look up the outside and maybe into turn 3, as he's probably not enjoying the view of, well, side of Trempale more than his back. What the hell is going on there?
Dude, I gotta say, Bob's got balls of steel trying to move on the outside, considering what Trempale is doing right now. The motherfucker is just, like, seriously, like, sliding through every single corner. This is great. I'm loving this. This is like classic, like, 1960s Formula 1. It's brilliant.
This is great, but Mr. Bob is trying to be patient with his teammate, but that only means that Sharky and Magnet are right there. We're going too wide, too deep into Slivnitz turn, and looks like round the outside goes Mr. Bob into the lead. Sharky's having a look at Magnet behind it, still going side by side, and Sharky got the position. Sharky up to P3, as the entire top 4 is separated by probably a couple of seconds. Now Mr. Bob would want to just run away as fast as he can, because Trempale looks like a bit of a hazard on the circuit right now.
Slightly, although this lap looks a little bit more together than the previous one. I'm wondering what that could be. Just overheating the tires? I would assume, being a rear-wheel drive car, but then... I mean, I guess, yeah, being in the lead and trying to defend from Mr. Bob, probably putting in a lot of effort trying to keep that position, and as a consequence, overheating the rears. Nope, this is going to end well.
Oh, there's touching between Magnet and Sharky. Both lock him up, and Sharky actually misses the turn.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, got unsighted, weight shifted, brake locked, bad times. As we're going to have more touching here. Ooh, I thought Matt was about to get caressed gently by Syke there.
Syke's
as we see more brake locking and the car off in front.
There is so much smoke into turn 3, you would think it's a vaping party.
Yeah, pretty much. But Alex isn't in the race, so I don't know. I don't know if anyone else in our Discord vapes, so who knows? As we see more, God, it's just everywhere. This is kind of a nice. Oh no, that's not nice.
Echo in the wall, Matt in the wall. There'll be Psychedelics, Rotrix 2, 4 drivers involved in that track, and the wooden car is facing the wrong way. Matt with aggressive light flashing as he's going side by side with the Irishman NCWG on the inside. They're gonna continue. Goes up, so hot on entry goes the Dane.
Yeah, no, that car looks like an LSD party. Not that I would know anything about that.
The polka dot Irish entry. He almost got the position, but Matt is still trying to go around the outside. But there we go. The pass is finalized, and NCWG is gonna go into God knows which position. I'm gonna assume. Yeah, no idea. He was 8th, but pretty much half the field just wrecked.
Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing that again because I don't really know what touched that off. It looked like 2 people touched, then Calamity, maybe?
Yeah, which is my command as we have the onboard from Echo. Goes around the king just a bit too wide. Oh, and then definitely a touch involved.
Yeah, I'm guessing it looked like he was getting a little bit sideways, so probably got sideways, lost speed, and then got touched from behind. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Lost speed, didn't expect the car to be slowed down that much. I don't know how you can see shit outside of that windshield.
Yeah, I was about to say, the tint has probably contributed to the crash, and Syke
Probably.
had nowhere to go, locked the brakes, but there was a car parked right in front of him.
Yeah.
And I guess same for Matt, he's trying to avoid it, locks him up, and goes into the wall by himself, trying to avoid the wreck. And you're gonna see the replay from behind that all, from Maestro. He gained 4 positions right there. Jesus Christ, this is Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, yeah. Put the foot down and go.
Pick the line and mash the throttle, as Maestro gains 4 positions in 1 turn.
Yep. On a recovery drive himself after an incident. Oh god, that's not going to do the tires any good.
I think all 4 tires were locked there for the Irishman and the polka dot car. Still
That was like the end of the Italian Grand Prix from the highlights. It was looking like everyone was locking up at the end of that race.
Yeah, probably.
Especially Kimi, because Ferrari are idiots, but you know.
What else is new?
Yeah.
Alright, we're just over halfway through into the race. The field is finally starting to get a little bit sprung out. Still plumes of smoke from most of the turns as people are looking up left, right, and center. I can't imagine that helps tires a lot, so we might see a bit of either loose or tight cars based on the drive towards the end of a race.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you wouldn't think it would be that much of a factor with only 11 laps, but I mean, the amount of punishment that's going through these tires right now, everyone's being hyper aggressive. It would be interesting if we had a feature race sort of deal where 22 laps and seeing if anyone would choose to go for the pit stop. As it happened, that wasn't the format, but interesting thought nonetheless as this battle continues. Between NC who decides to end the battle. Commentators curse in full effect as we see the expected stadium.
That's Echo facing the wrong way. That's the last turn, Sailor. I don't know what happened there, but he continues, losing a couple positions. As we switch to Sharky, who's currently in third, it looks like. Yeah, behind 2 PureTech cars of Trempel and Mr. Bob.
Yep. Trempel, it seems like, recovered some of the pace, but isn't able to catch back up with Mr. Bob, or maybe he's just holding station, going for the 1-2 and making sure that Sharky gets as few points as possible. To that end, though, it's kind of funny to see Sharky not dominating a race as we see another, let's say, adventurous line choice, and here comes NCW. Okay, I thought that was going to get a little bit scarier than it did.
It was a close call, but NCW and Psychedelics are through, and they still have their own battle going on. And Psych is a little bit wiggly with that BMW. Looks like all the BMWs are really tail happy so far. Maybe it's the drive, maybe it's the setup, maybe it's tires that happy with the circuit in general.
Yeah, it's probably a combination of all three. It does look like there's quite a bit of elevation in some of these corners, and so I'm almost wondering if when they're turning and braking, the rear end just gets really, really light, and because of the differential and slope, as we see Matt going to pull a move on Psychedelic after a bad corner exit from the German. Matt is going to, well, he should have this easy, but, ooh, actually, okay. He could have sliced him there and given enough, had still had enough room, but playing the conservative game, not wanting to get into a crash, still gets the position in the end. And, yeah, this little three-way scrap is going to keep going for the next couple laps, I'm thinking. Unless someone crashes, which will probably happen right now that I said it.
It's definitely an interesting battle. That would be for 10th place, so top 10 on the line so far. And yeah, regarding Sharky, it's interesting to see the series where he has to catch up, he has to battle through the pack. He's not running away with it. So this is a good change once again. And we see new face. Oh, that's, yep. Speaking of commentators curse, that's our leader in the wall.
Yep, he's going to need a new face after that impact with the wall. I'm going to be curious to see what happened. I suspect just from the delta to Trempale that he lost it on his own somehow, but then again, it's a weird place to lose it on your own.
Except for the last turn, on the outside where there's grass, the curb is incredibly tall. It will launch your car, so if you hit it just the wrong way, That's probably how I lost it. As we continue the battle for 10th place, as Mr. Bob rejoins in 5th,
Whoa!
5 seconds ahead of Gunsis, so I don't think there's going to be anything between those two. As Matt and Psychedelics still going at it, 2 BMWs from different teams. Psych up the inside and should be able to get the position just easy enough. He parks it up the inside, trying to make the life difficult for Matt. Though it slowed down both of them, but not slowed down enough to be far away from NCW. NCW is slow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna go into the kink.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's gonna be bad. Oh, Psychedelics gives a lot of space, but that means Matt will have a run of his life into the next turn. SW is still not particularly fast, so we might have a 3 wide if Psychedelics feeling lucky. Not quite enough. Matt locks up the rears. Oh, he's off. He's in the sand and he's gonna lose the position. As we switch to Psychedelics, who uses that launch of BMW to get up the inside and gets 2 positions in 2 turns.
I'm not surprised the move on NCW materialized. NC's been locking that brake every single corner. That thing's got to be scorching hot, and so I'm not surprised whatsoever. I am a little surprised by just how quickly he caught up in the space of 1 corner. As we see now, Sharkey on the back of Trempale. Trempale's just got to play the long game here, and by long game I mean 2 laps, or lap and a half. Can't get too exuberant and crash himself out. I'm still curious what happened to Mr. Bob to knock him out of the lead, but it's probably what you said. He might get a replay at some point. But, okay, here's
Viperion. Viperion. The Kiwi getting a little bit too wide, hot on the throttle again, and facing the wrong way. And I believe he's now retired from a race after that impact.
Off to take care of his flock, if you know what I mean. So
this battle we see on the screen is now the battle for the lead, as Mr. Bob erased himself from that. We have probably a couple of seconds between the leaders. There's gonna be a huge mistake from Trempel if Sharky is to catch up in just 1 lap, as we're gonna take the white flag right here. But knowing how sideways Trempel's been throughout this race, it's still a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible at this moment, and we just saw, like you said, how quickly Mr. Bob went from top to not. So I'm really going to be curious to see if Trempel can hold on, especially with all the sliding. But, I mean, I just don't see the challenge from Sharkey. At this point, normally in a race, when he's trying to catch up like some of his battles with Gunsis, he'd be right up their ass. A little bit of separation, just enough that he can make his own moves, but not enough, not like this. And
maybe he just settled for second at this point?
Maybe. I mean, part of it is the car. I mean, he is driving the worst car of the bunch there. However, it's still Sharkey. He has won races with this thing. It's not like he's way down the field or anything like that. But for the moment, unless Trempale really, really, really messes up somehow, I think he's got this locked. The rest of the field seems pretty spread after the variety of incidents which we've seen most of. Neon and Cool K are a little bit closer than anyone else on the field, it looks like, but it looks like, unless someone makes another mistake, how you see it now is how it's going to finish.
Definitely, as Trempel is exiting the final turn for the last time this race. Clean exit, home stretch, and he takes the win in race number 7 of PRC BTCC Championship, followed by Sharkey. As we switch to battle between Neon Tiger and Cool K, as you said, they're coming out of a last turn. The gap is a little bit too big unless the Asian makes a mistake, which he does not, and looks like we will be... oh, Jesus, that's a bit of a wiggle after the finish.
That's one way to celebrate, I guess.
Looks like Maestro also finished behind these two in 9th place. So that wreck cost him a lot of points here.
It did, but still a nice recovery drive from him. See who else. There's Psych, after his own adventures. And NCW, back there in the pink polka dot car. So Trempale is going to take race number 1 from the Ebolodrome of Latvia. I forgot its name already. Second in the championship right now with 104 points, so still all to play for. Jesus. As someone gets a little exuberant at the end there, thinking they were driving a Lamborghini at Laguna Seca. So the results from for race number 1 in this 3-race series: Trempel from Sharkey, Magnet OS make your podium, with Smart Pipe behind Mr. Bob, Gunses, Cool K, Neon Tiger, Master Ponchik, and Psychedelics in P10.
Gotta say, nice result for Cool K, P7.
For sure.
With keyboard and mouse. That man is hustling.
Yeah, no, we know how Asians can drive sometimes, so
Oh,
good job from him, breaking the stereotype. It's good. He's not going to the normal stereotype. That's a good thing.
Definitely. And the rest of the grid is as follows: SWG in 11th, behind him is Matt, Rogers to 13th, 14th, Echo 51, 15th, Nemaitis, and 3 laps down is Viperion from Somalian Space Alpacas, which is also misspelled because I'm
Yeah, let's say that's Aplacus.
yeah, shut the fuck up.
I was just to say, I wonder who made the mistake in the editing. As we're getting ready now for race number 2, round 8 from Bikiernieki. That sounds racial. Like, that sounds like a racial slur. I'm gonna not say that again. We have a little bit warmer track this time, I think, if my mind is not deceiving me, which it sometimes does. 25.9 degrees in calming units. Air temperature is 23. And yeah. What more is there to say? We get to do it all again. One more race. One more time around the track.
The difference this time, the grid is going to be set by the results of race 1, so Maestro is going to be buried deep in the mid-pack. And Sharky will have a luxury of starting on the front row, so we'll see how it will change the complexion of race 2.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I have a feeling if he can get up front and take the lead quickly, he's a pretty good defensive driver. I think that's going to be all that it writes. Wow, English. As we're going to go for a car breakdown now, with yours truly shutting up and his truly giving you the rundown.
Welcome to BTCC Ford Focus, another entry in this 4-car championship. Another front-wheel drive car, which is technically an American, but actually British because the wheel is on the wrong side. The same 340 brake horsepower, all power in 2 front wheels, which means it's incredibly understeery. 250 km per hour top speed, which it reaches in just over 5 seconds. What do you think about this one, Matt?
It's another front-wheel drive car. I don't like them that much, despite the fact that all my cars are front-wheel drive car. But the Focus is a nice sporty car. I would probably say it would be second up there, if not for OP BMW. It's got a nice chassis, handles well for a front-wheel drive, and yeah, really, the problem is there are minor differences between the front-wheel drive packages, but all in all, it's all about the BMW. That thing's just a cut above with its launch and its ability to actually power out of corners.
Definitely, but the handling might be an issue, as we saw Trempel was a little bit sideways, and once you heat up those tires, it's a struggle to cool them back down. And if you keep sliding, it keeps getting hot, and you go into the spiral until you can no longer keep it on the track. And one thing about the Ford, though, whoever decided that they should fit a spoiler to the window is an asshole, because you can't see jack.
Yeah, for sure. And you make a good point there about the handling, but we're going to have some lights. We'll see how it handles with 5 red lights on. And we're about to get going for race number 2, and we are away as we see that OP BMW start again. I think right now he's thinking, fuck the handling, man. I can't get off the fucking line. That's actually the best impression I've done in a while of that. Anyway, so going in. Whoa, Sharky. Whoa, hang on.
Sharky,
oh no! Sharky!
Sharky stays alive, but Smart Pipe was really sideways. Says that's gonna shake up the back because there's a little bit of a traffic jam. Sharky and Smart Pipe going side by side with I believe it is Gunses trying to add to that bunch.
Oh no!
Oh, Trempel in the wall. The leader is in the wall and facing the wrong way.
Wow. Okay, so Sharky down to.
We're 3 wide.
Fifth?
We are 3 wide.
No, touchy.
I think everyone survived.
I think we're okay. Can we breathe now? Can we breathe? Okay. Whew. Okay, so a lot happened there that we're going to have to decode. I don't know what the hell happened to Trumpale, why he went around. Maybe the curse of the BMW, as we were describing. As we see psychedelics now getting overtaken around the outside. And you're going to see in the background there, well, maybe not now, but there's another German back there who's trying to pick up the pieces of his latest defeat. That's been a couple threats since the 40s.
I don't think he's anywhere to be seen as Neon Tiger is trying to fend off, oh god, from one of the fours who's aggressively jumping curbs. I'm gonna guess this is Maestro, judging by how long the car spent on 2 wheels.
Yeah, it's the Maestro factor. If Maestro factor greater than 0.5 equals Maestro. Oh no.
Actually, now I see the number. This is Gunz's. That's actually Gunz's going diving up the inside, side by side with Neon Tiger coming out of turn 3 and into the long, widen road and into the King. But Gunz's has got the pass done beforehand, and he's now leading that little pack.
Yeah, Neon looked like the cork in the bottle there. Looked like he was holding up some of the other guys. Now getting overtaken. Now here goes another move from Gunz's. Trying to go, or excuse me, Maestro. That's Maestro. From Magnet.
Wow, that's a great pass around the outside.
But he's that far up in the field already.
Yep.
So here's what happened to Sharky. A really poor start from him. BMW, yeah, sort of masking it by the rocket starts they get, but just Maestro just went, or Sharky just went nowhere off the line.
I want to see what happened to Maestro, because he is all the way up in third, I believe now.
Yeah. Something
After
like that.
starting 9th, so he definitely cut his way through the field. Now we see a view from Psychedelics. Someone had a poor start. That would be Gunz's actually. So that's where he lost a lot of spots. Here's Sharky on the inside. So he lost just a couple spots. Psychedelics very slow on the approach. There's Maestro. He is already next to Gunz's and got another position of a BMW. And there's Gunz's losing it out of a turn. So Maestro by turn 3, he got most of his spots there. That's impressive.
Yeah, I bet Gunz's was involved in some of that touching that was going on with Sharky. But now I'm curious to see, okay, we're not going to get to see that time. Now we're going to get to a view from Echo, who had a very poor start himself. Just not getting off the line. Those BMWs are so freaking quick. But we're going to get a perspective from a little bit further back. There's Maestro. He's going to shoot the gap between those two. Wow. All right. That's some high grade overtaking there. That's nice.
That's a lot of balls shooting that gap that was always gonna close. And the issue was if he could get it through. Okay, now we see what happened to the leader, Champel. Oh!
All by himself.
Just misjudged the corner terribly.
Yep. God, that sucks for him. Whoa, look at Cool K there almost joined him.
And
I want to play too.
It's not even the curse of the Beamer. He did not get much sideways. Just turned in too early and hit the wall.
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of damned if he did, damned if he didn't there. Because if he had tried to pull out with that speed and that sort of trajectory, he probably would have spun the car anyway. So that sucks. It just shows you how these things can go. Win one race, next race, well, you look like a massive twat. And that's racing. As okay, I thought we planned a Maestro there. I was about to say speaking of massive twats, but that doesn't work. Thanks for ruining it with the transition. As we have Smart Pipe here fighting it out with Sharky up ahead. Sharky's really not having a good time of it.
Look at oh god! Oh. Magnet barely avoids the ass of Smart Pipe under braking. That was very late and very locked. Oh Jesus! Cool K does not avoid the ass of NCWG here. Both of them facing the right direction. Oh, speaking of people who are not facing the right direction, it's gone from bad to worse for Trampel as he spun around again. Cool K, oh god! Oh, he's dead.
Okay, we just saw a fatality, ladies and gentlemen.
That driver is absolutely... Oh, that's Psychedelics facing the wall. That's out of a kink. That's out of a kink. That's a terrible spot to be parked at. Oh, the cars are driving by him. Oh, Jesus!
God!
That's another dead driver.
F.
Straight into the driver's door. We just witnessed multiple fatalities on the track. Helicopters are being dispatched. The hearse is now racing on the circuit alongside the BTCC cars. Red flag it.
We'll be back to coverage of IndyCar in a minute.
Oh God, please. Oh my God. So here's Cool K
Ooh.
Oh god, straight into the wall.
Ow.
That is a terrible, terrible impact.
And how did we get his spin? He's just like, I don't know what I just witnessed. Spin.
Oh, that's actually a nice save from that spin. That's an advantage over front wheel drive. Pointed where you want to go, press the throttle, and Psychedelic's actually been hit and just parked it sideways.
Pretty
Actually,
much.
waiting here, waiting a little bit more. Cars driving by, and boom.
The car drove into. I'm curious to see. Here we go. Here's the view from you. Come around the corner like, hey, I got this. Oh no, I don't.
Come around the blind corner, and there is a car parked right across there.
Oh man, it's all touching off now. There's Trempeale's still getting sideways. I don't think he cares anymore. He's just like, I don't care about this race. Drift.
Yeah, so,
But the Germans catching up
so.
to the Danes now. Oh my god.
So these tires are probably literally on fire right about now, as he tries
Probably.
to navigate the circuit to the best of his abilities. Speaking best of his abilities, Maestro is up to 2nd place right now and chasing the leader. Gained 8 spots. This is some great racing from the Russian.
Yeah, no, for sure. Took advantage of the early opportunities, and now he's just on it. He's doing what we normally expect Sharky to do, really, when he's in a position where he needs to battle. Just get on it and go. As we now see, we need to go back to it. What is this? This is Gunsis and...
Gunsis and Magnet fighting for
there
5th
you go.
place.
I couldn't remember the Norwegian name.
Smartpipe is joining it as well. He lost the car out of a turn, so he lost a couple places. He was in 4th. This is the battle for 4th position now, a 3-way battle. And Gunsis is leading it, so the team Configurate and Deep South Motorsports are in good points with both cars right about now. Ooh, that's a ballsy move from Matt. Diving up the inside and then around the outside to complete the move for 9th position.
Yep, well done from Matt there. I'm really going to be interested to see if in the next 6 laps Maestro can close this gap. We got a nice little 3-way battle pack going on here between Magnet, Gunsis, and Smartpipe, I think?
Yep.
I can't tell. Yeah, Smartpipe. This should get really interesting as the race wears on. All 3 of them actually pretty solid drivers, so we'll get to see how things go as tires evolve with the different cars and whatnot. But see, Maestro's 1.4 seconds behind Mr. Bob, and Sharky's 3 seconds behind. I think that's 2 lead, so that's another 2. That's another 1.6 seconds. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's just not his series. But the Sharky effect just definitely isn't there right now.
He's definitely been nerfed, and you can't say it's the drive, because Maestro is driving a Ford. It's a front-wheel drive car, so either this kind of racing. Oh God!
Do you have any more of those helicopters on standby?
I think we've ran out. As Magnet is trying to hop the fence.
Even more.
Matt aggressively flashing his lights again. I guess he has the push-to-talk button to his teammates on the same button as the light flashing, as we see 2 dead drivers now right next to each other. Electric car is slightly better than Magnet.
I just thing just popped up on my news feed that Amazon has patented a system that puts workers in a cage on top of a robot, because Amazon.
Sounds
anyway. Oh God. At least it's better than what was that Chinese company? That telecom company? I forget
There
what it
are
was called.
literally thousands of them.
The one that had the really bad suicide problem a long time ago.
It's China. There are literally thousands of them.
Wow. Okay. This is getting dark quickly. So, also, it's National Suicide Prevention Day. Don't do it. Call if you need to call. That's my public service announcement for the year, I guess.
Two things. First, you just revealed how late we are on recording this, and second,
please.
you know exactly how long it will take us to finalize, so it's not going to be Suicide Prevention Day when it's public.
That's a good point, but, you know, having been there before, yeah, don't do it, kiddos. Moving on, As we see, Rotor X2, already responsible for 1.5 driver deaths, is now trying... Oh, I can't make that joke right now.
I mean, it's not suicide, it's homicide, more likely.
I was about to say he's trying to do it to himself on that hill.
We'll talk about homicide prevention day some other time. That should be a thing.
Oh, it's called Don't Live in Chicago. Anyway,
Oh, God.
it's statistically true.
Have we ticked all the boxes?
No, because well, I can think of a couple other boxes to tick, but I'm not going to tick them right now because then we would lose ISRF sponsorship.
We still have a race to go.
Oh God! There goes Matt in the background.
Yep. The funky lights on.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the driver in there just like pressing the button. Just like, fucking hell! Bleep, 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 bleep.
Oh!
Oh no.
The Dane was slow and wiggly off the king, and Rotor X2 tried to avoid him and let the other Dane by, so we'll pretend it was completely intentional as Echo and Nemetis now in 8th and 9th. 2 days going into good points.
Yeah, interesting way to execute team orders there, but oh, it looks like Matt was off again in the background.
I was about to say, I think Matt is hitting all the walls he can at this point.
Pretty much.
There he is.
Yep.
Well, he's being overtaken by Trempel of all people in this race, so something is definitely going wrong for him.
Yep. The Spirit of Cool K is racing around now, having departed from his body, decided, well, I'm just going to keep racing around. And then he realized, wait, hang on, racing with these people, this is hell. Poor Cool K. He was so young, so full of promise.
Jesus Christ!
Trempel! Trempel! No! If you had held it, if only you had held it, that would have been the coolest thing ever. Just start running in the 90s now, just play it, go, go.
Here a bit intensifies as he almost pulled it off, but not quite.
Yep.
So we're back to the Danes, 7th and 8th now, as Trempel once again decided to eliminate himself from the equation.
Yep. As, well, what else do we got going on? It looks like Maestro is now 0.9 seconds behind Mr. Bob. Shark 2.9 seconds, so that gap's actually grown slightly, while Maestro is closed up to the leader. There's really nothing behind. It looks like the top 3 will be set unless there's a massive mistake, with some potential maybe of Maestro going for it. If you will recall, though, Maestro's always been good with the sort of lower power.
Oh my god. That's Maestro with the full bonsai move.
Maestro's been good, Comet. Just lay it out now.
Well, here we have a battle for the lead. Mr. Bob and Maestro, and here in the background you see Sharky. So if these two start to race and maybe wreck each other, Sharky's still there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's too late now for him to catch just by virtue of them slowing each other up. There aren't enough laps. But if they do crash into one another, that could change the equation somewhat. As we saw Maestro there taking all the track and more to try to keep the speed up. He wants this race win. And, you know, one of the nice things about Maestro is he always wants to get that one more position up. He's not really one of those ones that gets satisfied with, oh, I got top 2, yay. He's, you know, he wants to win. So he's going to be going all out to try and take this position off Mr. Bob, who, to his credit, has done a good job himself. Maestro has been lighting it up this entire race, and still, it took until just now, with 2 laps to go, to get within this distance. But it has gone down 0.3 of a second, and with 2 laps to go and 0.6 seconds between them, and I'm not that good at math, but
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Maestro will have to close up more than 0.3 of a second on this lap, because it's one thing to catch up, the other thing is to overtake, as they just lapped Trempel, who is off the track again.
I think he's just gone into gives no fucks mode, really, to be honest.
I hope so, otherwise I have a few questions. That actually cost Maestro half a second right there, so he's further behind than he was. Because of having to go round Trempel, who's now...
No, that had happened earlier. It was 1 second when they crossed the line.
Okay.
By the time I'd finished my sentence, about 0.6 seconds, and oh, cute, look, I can do math. It had changed, but now it's definitely less than a second.
So Maestro made a mistake. Both are not mistake-free, but Maestro is now on the rear bumper, and he has a lap. He has a lap and he has that prime overtaking opportunity into turn 3. So he has to have a good exit out of the final turn. He has to set it up. But though Maestro is not the guy who would set up an overtake a few corners in advance, that is his downfall. He has to get a good exit, get in the draft, and try to get him into turn 3. There they go. A decent gap between them for Mr. Bob. We'll have a bit of an easy way through turn 3. There are still a couple of overtaking opportunities on the circuit. Mr. Bob locks him up. Maestro is right there. Will he find a gap? He's trying to look up the inside. Nothing there so far.
I bet I'm throwing it down the inside of the kink.
They're still going. Right next to each other. Sharky missed the corner a little bit. He's gonna stay third. Maestro right on the rear bumper. Will he throw it? He's looking.
Wow,
he's slowing down. No, he's still staying behind. The next corner is a hard-braking corner after a long straight. There's another chance for Maestro to try to go for the win. Is he gonna try? No, he still hangs back. Still too far away for a move. They're right on each other. There's nothing in between those drivers. Maestro looking on the outside. Mr. Bob going full defensive mode here in the turn. Mr. Bob gave up trying to go fast. He's trying to win the race. Blocking the inside. Maestro right there. There is nothing. There is no space there to overtake. Still, right next to each other, there is gonna be one more opportunity out of the last turn. Maestro has to have a perfect run. He's trying to run him down. Still, right next to each other. Maestro slightly wider. On the bumper, basically pushing Mr. Bob. Will he have enough traction out of the corner? He is trying to get alongside, but not enough track. As Mr. Bob wins race 2 in a thriller.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool finish there. Really confused though, and this is something that always confused me about Maestro is he gets these modes where he just goes ultra conservative, and I don't know why. If that were me, I would have thrown it down the inside in one of those corners. So it's just this sort of weird personality of his, where I guess if he's petting a cat or something like that, or going to one of his birds, he just decides, it's okay. But anyway, everyone else is starting to finish the race up. Or finishing to start the race up. Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way.
Magnum and Ruda heading out of the last turn. Magnum with superior power, but not enough track. So they will finish, where are they? 5th and 6th.
Yep. So we have NCWG4 and Psychedelic coming to the line, and that should wrap us up. Besides Trimpale, I think, who's already gone over the line, and yeah, a race that ended quite surprisingly considering all the calamity. So Mr. Bob now takes P1 and is 4th in the championship on 107 points. Weirdly enough, the same points that Trimpale was on after the last race. So we're going to get a victory celebration there if he can figure out how to flick spin without hitting the bumpers on the curb. So we're going to go down now through the top 10 from race number 2, round 8 of the Bikini whatever something circuit. Mr. Bob in P1 with Master Project only 10th of a second behind him. Sharkey picking up the last podium spot with Gunsis in 4th. Smart Pipe and Neon Tiger follow behind. Then it's Nemidus and Echo 5-1 for A team, who are actually the A, B, C, D team in this case. Rotor X2 in 9th, and Magnet OS rounds out your top 10 in the second PureTech Racing division.
Definitely a couple of close battles till the very end in this race. Sure. As we go further down the grid, Cool K just outside top 10 in 11th position. Behind him, NCWG. Psychedelics half a second behind the Irishman. I managed to salvage 14th position, more than a minute behind, with Matt in 15th and Trampel being the only car a lap down.
That sort of surprises me with all the calamity that only one car was a lap down, but yeah, there you have it, I guess. So now we're ready for round 9, the last of the 3 races. The air temperature has changed slightly, but it's still in those weird fangled units that my simple American brain can't understand. So, how is this one formatted, the grid? Is it another qualifying round, or is it reverse grid order from race 2, or what?
It is partial reverse grid. So there's a random number generated like they actually do in BTCC, and the top random number is reversed with the rest of the grid as as was by the result of race 2. So we're gonna have a grid rundown in just a second, so we can see exactly where everybody shuffled in. So this is gonna be an interesting grid, mixed up with leaders somewhere in the mid-pack. So we'll definitely see some interesting racing as A team locks out row 1, Echo and Nemetis.
And then in row number 2 is Neon Tiger in third with Smart Pipe in P4.
Row 3 is Gunsis and Sharky. That's gonna be a fiery couple.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Divorce will come quickly with Nice Project in row 4 and Mr. Bob in 8th.
Rodrix 2 and Magnet OS are on row 5.
Row number 6 is going to be Cool K, still doesn't have an icon, and NCW G4.
Psychedelics from Apex Predator Racing and yours truly occupying row 7.
Row 8 is going to be Matt with Trempale in P16. Poor Trempale, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how the German, after winning race 1, completely losing everything in race 2, will fare. We'll have to start from the arse end of a field in race 3, and 15 cars to overtake as we have 5 lights. And they're going. Oh!
Whoa. That's
I
a
think
jump
this
start
will
and a
jump
half.
the start. This will jump the start as we go green. There's Trempel already overtaken in like half the field. As we're going into turn 1, turn 2, a lot of smoke, so somebody had to check up. We're heading into turn 3. We have 4 wide.
Boy.
Oh, there's
boy.
bumpy. Oh, there's a car on 2 wheels and then both front wheels. I think somebody just wrecked it. Magnetolis is heading backwards, so there was definitely some calamity. There's still 3 wide, 4 wide.
Something back there.
We are heading into the kink. This is not gonna work 2 wide. Definitely not 3 wide, boys.
Pray to God.
Sort your shit out. We are still going into the. Oh, there are cars in the wall.
Was that
There are definitely
Sharky?
cars in the wall. I think that was Sharky, as Trampel is still heading the right way, and he. Oh, there is more smoke, more cars off the track. Kulki blocks Trampel aggressively, as the German is already in the mid-pack, if not past the mid-pack. So you have one of the Danes that bottled his start from top row. Now he's getting squished by Cool K and Trample, almost throughout. Trample switches to the inside. Project 2 washes out wide. Oh, he loses it. Oh, he's bunted.
Oof.
Oh, they all lost it. Oh, everybody's dead.
Oh my God. I was really curious to see because with all due
Oh,
God,
Jesus.
almost. With all due respect to the Danes, they are steady, but emphasis on steady. Not the fastest drivers that we have, but with them both starting up front, I was really curious to see how
Oh,
the faster.
Jesus.
Oopsie.
That's
There goes
Neon in the
Neon.
wall.
Yep.
Oh, there was a bit of a shove from Psychedelics to Magnet. Both of them lose time. And Magnet goes into the pit, so he has to serve a drive-through penalty for a jump start as well. So we missed that at the start. He serves
Yeah, it looked
Mr.
like the
still
first
in the
guy
lead.
jumped. Yeah, it looked like the first guy jumped and then he followed him just instinctively, which sucks. But the Trempo Cool K battle resumes. A lot of stuff to unpack
Oh!
there.
God, and he already
still gets
cleared
it
him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh,
Oops.
Jesus, that's a punt. Echo
That's
just punts Smart Pipe and giving him a boost while slowing himself down as, let's see, I'm trying to figure out which one
God,
of them
brake
is
lock.
through.
A lot of brake lock from Matt there. He slides off the track. What's going on here? Oh my God.
As
This
it's
is like
race
back
3
when-
out of 3, everybody just lost their collective shit, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so can we breathe now? What the hell happened?
Oh,
We still
here's-
don't even know where Sharky is.
Here's the leader, and he comes into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty for a jump start. Locks him up on the entry. Let's see where he rejoins. There's a leader coming through. And the leader is actually now Trampale. No, wait.
Are
It
you
showed
high?
us Trampale. No, never mind. He's in 5th. There he is.
Well, he's
I
going
was
to be up
about
in
to-
4th soon if the locking continues there.
There's the other Dane. That's Numedes, the one who managed to hang on for a little bit longer. So this is a leading back triple up the inside, heading into the kick. He got it done. Holy shit, the German's on the run.
He's been one of those slow burners in our Jesus. Slow burners in our series where he just keeps improving. He's rapid right now. It's incredible to watch. As we have more locking up in front. As you can see him working the wheel inside the car, actually just like, oh, scheisse. But he's getting it done, one way or another. Repassed by the Dane after his little adventure there off the track, but pretty sure this will get done easily enough. I'm curious to see what the gap is between, well, I'm assuming this is what? This is 5th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Yeah, okay. So I wonder what the gap is between 2nd and 1st right now.
We might see as Trempel shoves it up the inside. No resistance from a Dane as he retakes that position. And I believe that's Maestro in front of him now. He's gonna hunt him down. As we finally see some replays, there's Mr. Bob jump in the start. Yeah, that's a jump and a half.
Yeah. It's surprisingly easier to do than you would think. I did it myself once in Bathurst, I think that was during the GT3 races, during one of the aborted GT3 races. It was fun racing with Sharky for like half a lap before we had to restart the race because there was a calamity.
And here's the start from Trempel, finds a little bit of a gap to keep going. Cleared a few cars. Oh, Sharky actually bumped, I believe that was Maestro, tried to pinch him down. And now they're going 3 wide into there. Maestro just shoves Trempel out of the way.
Yep.
And there we go. Oh god. And Gunsis gets turned around. And Magnet gets turned around. So that's what happened to Gunsis, who finds himself in 12th place. We see a replay from Maestro, who was right in the middle of this whole battle.
Ooh,
god!
Definitely getting shoved by Sharky there.
Sharky just moves him out of the way there.
Wow.
That's a bit aggressive from the Brit. Yeah. I'm not sure having to race in the back and having to earn his place did not take a toll on him. Ooh. Oh, and actually Maestro turned Magnet, who was a little bit wide. Good God. Sudden Roderick's turn, Maestro just moves him forward.
Yeah, nothing Maestro could have done there about the spinner. I mean, he had to go to the left-hand side to avoid one spinner, and then another kind of came over. I thought that said inbred identified for a second there. I was like, huh?
Oh, God.
Interesting team name. But anyway, we're going to now
see Ireland, though.
View. Huh?
It's Ireland, though, so...
yeah, I'm not so sure. Inebriated, definitely. Oh, it just looks like he misjudged that and hit the guy? Unless he got tagged from the rear.
I think he just plowed into Magnet to lock in the fronts. And here we see from Magnet heading into the turn, he is all the way on the outside, gets shoved further, and then Maestro just turns him around. And that's the picture you don't want to see.
Coming through.
So this is what happened further. This is Gunsis heading into the kink, and there is the wreck. Oh! There's a car just flying into his face. Nothing he could have done about that. And here is Neon, who was in the lead. He just lost it under braking. Oh, that's a heavy lick. Yeah,
he Neon that corner.
And there's Sharky.
And then there's Gunsis. Oh man. So what happened with Sharky there?
Sharky's perspective heading into the kink. Oh, there he goes into the wall before the kink even. I'll have to see from different perspective because Sharky I think was a little bit further ahead. And there he goes. He pinches again.
Yep. Took you out and then everyone else just kind of joined the calamity. I guess race 3 of 3 and having a bad weekend, he just figured, fuck it, I'm going aggressive.
And here's Psych also getting collected, but thankfully facing the right way, so if he can find the gear, he could restart it. And here's the next incident, NCWG arriving hard at the scene of accident. Nothing he could have done there. The car's just turned in front of him, and here's Nemedas trying to go up the inside. Yeah, Roderick Studio just lost it and slowed down. That's just an accordion effect. Yeah.
So, okay, with all that out of the way, where is Trempale? Ooh, as we see more spinning and calamity.
That's Roderick's too from 9th place. Is gonna lose a couple more and get shuffled down. So Sharky basically caused 2 accidents in 3 corners and is now retired. So this is a weekend to forget for the Brit, as Smartpipe loses his lead right now. Going a little bit too wide. And there is Trempel. Trempel is now in 3rd.
Wow.
And actually gonna catch up to Smartpipe because of his mistake. We see the battle between me and Psychedelics. That would be for sorry, between me and Neon. That's for 13th position. And that's over and done quickly.
Yeah, I was about to say that's one way to end the battle is well, just kill it before it even starts. But yeah,
Magnet is gonna take a look up the inside. Oh, goes deep, wiggly on the brakes, but gets it done.
nice overtake there. I'm really curious to see how far can Trempale go. I mean, Gunsis, now that he's out in the lead, should.
That was Maestro. Gunsis is buried. Gunsis was
Oh,
buried
wow.
deep down because he was
This
involved
is why
in
you need
attacks.
to have less anime Desu cars and like have something differentiating you two, because honestly, very similar speeds normally, so it could legitimately be one of them.
Either of them, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. It'll be interesting now that Ponchik is in the lead. Can he control the pace from up there, or is it Trempale just on a tear? We'll have to see. This battle continues between this is Gunsis now and the German.
Hopefully this is a battle for 11th position. Gunsis finds him very, very deep down the field. Psychedelics locks all 4 tires up. And Gunsis dives down the inside, thank you very much, but not that easy. Psychedelics still has a bit of traction coming out of a turn with that BMW. As he keeps the position for now, Gunsis will have to work for that pass.
Yeah, it's surprising to see Psychedelic keeping pace with Gunsis, but he's doing it. He's doing a good job. As we see now a battle between Matt and the pink polka dot car of NCW. Yep. And now back to Gunsis Psychedelic. He's going to be able to get it done.
It
He's
looks
got to
like
commit it.
Gunsis has Psychedelic on the braking every single time, but out of a turn he just does not have the speed, and Psychedelic just runs around the outside all day.
BMW for you. I mean, you're seeing right now a clear difference between the two platforms, but I gotta say, I mean, I would fancy Gunsis to just get this done. He's the faster driver. No disrespect to Psych. Well, all the disrespect to Psychedelic.
That's what Gunsis has to do. There you go.
There you go.
Honest, I was about to say he has to throw it down the inside and make the pass done before the exit of a turn. Just shut the door. That's exactly what he's done, and now he's looking at Rotorix 2 for top 10. Trying to go around the outside this time, having a look. No, overtaking will be done. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna eat my words in a second, because Rotorix 2 wiggly on the brakes, outbrakes himself. They're side by side heading into the kink.
And now the teammates are battling out behind Psychedelic and Neon. That'll be interesting to watch. Gunsis should have this held. Yep, he's got it. And, ooh, whoa.
Rotorix 2 getting it all kinds of wrong, so he will have a terrible speed on the exit. I don't think any of the Apex Predator cars are gonna capitalize, because they're too busy battling amongst each other. Oh, I think Psychedelic just let Neon through. He broke way too early. And that might bite him in the ass, because Magnet is now looking at an opportunity to overtake the German.
For sure. Interesting battle going on here in the back part of the field. I'm really interested, though, in seeing how the front battle is materializing, how the gaps are up there. Because currently I just see a bunch of hash lines. So, you know, go Assetto Corsa. Excuse me. And we see a lock up there from Rotor. Will that change anything? Doesn't look like it. Ooh.
Magnet goes round the outside, round the
here.
outside, round the outside. As we continue to spectate the battle for 8th position between Matt and NCWG. Matt round the outside as well, trying to maybe cross NCW over. Oh, and he does that, and he actually tries to move NCW a little bit. Does not work out too well.
Yeah, the crossover turned to a shove over there, but in the end, position's maintained. We go back to Neon now, who has a run on Rotor. Is he going to try to capitalize it somewhere? Be careful before you spin yourself again. No, don't do it there. That's instant death and carnage, as we saw last race with Cool K. Maybe in the next corner. This is where I would have thought, if when Maestro didn't make the move in the kink, that I thought he would have just thrown it on the inside here. Is Neon going to do it?
Yes, he will.
Sort of.
Oh, he's trying.
Halfway.
But Rotorix 2 just shuts the door as soon as he sees the...
Yeah, that was like half an overtake. Wait, shit, is this Trempale and Maestro?
Yeah, that's Maestro. That's the battle for the lead.
Wait, where the hell did... What's his face go?
Smart Pipe went somewhere. I think we missed that. But Trempale is now right on the rear bumper of the leader, Maestro.
Wow. So Smart Pipe, like the IRA, after a bunch of sound and fury, just disappears into nothing. And now we have a battle between Trempale, who started
Smart Pipe over there.
ass into the field, and Maestro, who's, well, let's say been searching for a race victory this entire time. This is going to get tasty. I would give
there's
advantage
a run.
to Smart Pipe, though, especially now.
He'll have to go around the outside. He's done it. He's already through.
Wow.
Keeps it tidy on the brakes, and he's done it. Now he has to run away. And now we have a clusterfuck over here in mid-back. Rotrix 2, Magnet, and both Apex Predator cars are just in the big old gaggle over here, fighting for what would be...
Whoa, spinner up ahead, I think.
11th position! Rotrix 2 looking up into the kink.
No spinner up ahead. It looked like one of the white cars was getting out of shape there. I couldn't tell if that was NCW or Cool K or who, but...
oh, Jesus! Don't clip the grass on the braking. That's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Let's see, now we're back up to here's battle between NCW Matt and Gunses.
Gunses passed 2 cars there. He's now up.
I thought he was in between those two.
The time it shows Gunses behind NCW and Matt, so I assume he just passed both of them. And now he's in 8th place, getting 4 places back, recovering from his earlier incident. Though, I'm gonna say the recovery drive of the day is gonna go to the German in the lead right now, from 16th to 1st in 9 laps.
Yep, for sure. There's no other candidate in my mind. Even if he doesn't win this, from 17th to 2nd place is pretty insane. So definitely Trempale, no matter what. Unless he, like, I don't know, like spears off into the grandstand and like takes out a crowd of children or something. Like, it's the only way he could lose driver of the day.
To be honest, crowd of children, that's tolerable. As long as it's not puppies, he's fine.
Yeah, good point.
Alex tries to throw it down the inside on Rotrix 2, looking for a move. Not gonna happen here. At least not gonna happen with both drivers surviving the ordeal. So he slots back and looks for another opportunity.
Got a puff of smoke up there, but that's probably just standard brake locking. This battle continues between Rotor and Zajaman. Really interested to see, wow, there's a lot to this race that we didn't get to see actually, like how Trempale exactly managed to rope in Maestro, how Smart Pipe managed to rope himself out of contention. A lot of questions. Maybe we'll get replays eventually once the race is over, but for now, we continue the NCW Matt Neon battle.
And Magnus is from behind as well.
Well,
this is a gag. Oh God! And Matt is on the wall. Yeah, there's no way he's surviving this. That's exactly what I said when I saw the Mr. Bob spin. That curb is insane. It will launch the car.
That was pretty crazy. As we have a holding station so far. It looks like Neon's actually the faster of these 3. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly, if at all, he can get by NCW. Magnet is, well, there, but not an immediate threat.
Definitely, but if those 2 start racing against each other...
Oh, Rotor.
We'll see.
Aggressive.
Psychedelics goes a little bit too wide, but not wide. Actually, maybe wide enough to matter, as Rotor 2 is trying to throw it around the outside. Psychedelics will have to outbrake him. Rotor 2 goes around the outside, around the outside, around the outside to reclaim... what is that? 13th place. They're gonna take white flag this time around. They still have a lap to figure out who is the fastest driver in this race. Psychedelics on the inside. They're gonna have go right, left, right, side by side. Couple of fast corners. And Psychedelics ends up on top again.
Yep. Good battle here between the 2 of them as we're on the last lap now. Trempale, if he manages to pull this off, as Mr. Bob taps the wall, much like Trempale did in race number 2, but managed to keep the car pointing in the right general direction and continues on. Now we see Magnet and NCW here, and Neon behind? So Neon messed up somewhere.
Yeah, Neon must have locked him up somewhere coming out of the last turn. So now it's Magnet's turn to harass the Irishman. And
well, he's Irish. He's used to that happening.
He has exactly 1 lap to do that. Not a lot of time. This is Maestro example.
Wow.
All over again. But now we're heading to the leader. Trempel pulled a gigantic lead on Maestro, that's at least 2 seconds, as he crosses the line, taking an impressive victory in race number 9. Brilliant job by the German. Fantastic
My Wiener is
race.
definitely schnitzeling. I gotta say, that was something else. Wow. Very impressive race. Good race too for Maestro, taking early opportunities, even though they didn't pan out in the end. He got himself up there.
Gunsis is looking for one final spot at the last turn. The Dane is slow, but not slow enough to matter, as Gunsis is gonna take P7 as another recovery drive. Magnet actually made the pass stick at some point on NCWG, taking what would be oh god, I have no clue which place, but everybody died after the finish, and we switch to our winner Trempel from PTEC Racing 1, taking a brilliant victory that elevates him back up to second place after a disastrous race 8. Fantastic recovery, great rebound by the German, and we'll see what he can show in the next weekend. That was one hell of a performance.
Yeah, that was great. That was just nothing else to describe it. It was a great race. So, as we said, after his insanity, Button-esque almost minus the rain, Trempel takes P1, Majsterponchik in P2, Smart Pipe settles for third after some untold incident, with Mr. Bob in P4, Echo 51 and Cool K follow behind, with Nemetis in 7th, Uinsis in 8th, Magnet OS 9th, and NCW G4 rounding out the top 10, 37, almost 38 seconds behind.
Another great race for Cool K, now P6, the highest result of the weekend. And A-Team, actually both of them, 5th and 7th, Echo and Nemetis. Good job avoiding carnage. As we go on further down the grid, Neon Tiger finishes 11th, Psychedelics, his teammate, 6 seconds behind in 12th, Rotrix 2, settling down for 13th. Yours truly more than a minute behind again in 14th. And last in this race, P15, Matt from PTEC Racing 2, a minute and 4 seconds back. So, with that said, we're gonna move to our championship table. Majsterponchik in the lead with Trempel 9 points back. Further 3 points back, regardless of DNF, is Sharkey. Mr. Bob right there with 121 points. Gunsis is in 5th. Smart Pipe in 6th. Potato Hadron skipping this weekend drops down to 7th position. Neon Tiger in 8th, tied with Spooky Squid, who was also not present. And Magnet OS is gonna be the last in your top 10, 90 points behind the leader.
Awkward silence. And then in P11 is Nemetis for 18 with 44 points, Cool K in 12th, moving up, I think, after a couple very impressive performances, up ahead of G-Man and Echo 51, Carl PC 215th, Psychedelics 16th, Rotor X2 17th, NCW G4 P18, Ta Holy Moose takes 19th, with Gem Knight 657 in P20. More awkward silence.
A few drivers missing that weekend, not collecting any points, but the full driver's table is getting a little bit saturated. We're more than 20 drivers, exactly 24, and the R center of the field looks like that. Matt is in 21st with 6 points. I am in 22nd, picking up 4 points this weekend. Viperian, DNF in the first race, and then skipping the rest in 23rd. And in Carson, 24th with a point.
Now we go to the Constructors' Championship. After all these races, how's it playing out? Well, PureCheck Racing number 1 is in number 1, with Conflagrating Deep Style Motorsports in 2nd, JJ Motorsports, Inbred/Inebriated Identified, Apex Predator Racing, 18 P6, in the Hood in 7th, Rascals Racing 8th, PureTech Racing number 2 in 9th, and Backmarkers Racing, which only has one driver because I couldn't be bothered to drive, is in P10. I think there's one team behind you.
I mean, living up to the name of Backmarkers Racing, Somalian Space Alpacas with grand total of 2 points in 11th.
Nothing unexpected there.
So that was one hell of a weekend. Some big crashes, some interesting fights. A great comeback from Trempel. It had it all. So
it did indeed. Yep.
Yeah, it was just an ordinary track in the middle of Latvian forest, but it packed a punch. And we're gonna be moving for the next weekend to Tsukuba Circuit in Japan with more fantastic racing, hopefully.
We'll see. It hasn't happened yet, so we don't know. It could be great. It could not be great. I might make an appearance. You never know. But until then, this has been Matt, and that's been Ilya. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
And thank you very much for watching, and Tsukuba Circuit in Japan in probably a couple of months.